This Donald some hamburger cushion is literally my life right now. So I am back once again. You're not getting rid of me that easily this time around. I'm back with another Disney video this week, and I thought that I would just share with you guys some of my general Disney favourites. I've got some random Disney tag questions and I'm just gonna answer them. I might just do a separate Disney tag video on Disneyland Paris where I will talk about my favourite attractions and my favourite land and all of that, so you can probably expect that within the next few weeks. I've got my monster, let's just get right into it, okay? The first question is pretty basic. I will link down below where I got these questions. There's literally like loads of blogs and videos and all of that with different questions, but these are just the ones I used. So the first one is favourite Disney film. My favourite Disney film, I will always say, is Tarzan, mostly because it means a lot to me and is very nostalgic for me as well. It is the film that I sort of grew up really being obsessed with. I think I talked about in my pin collection video about how I had like a Tarzan birthday cake and how I had a Tarzan playset and I would listen to the Tarzan soundtrack religiously. Like, it was a whole thing. I don't know why. I just really liked Tarzan growing up, and so because of that, it is the one Disney film that like I really hold close to my heart. Other Disney favourites include Tangled, The Emperor's New Groove, Lilo and Stitch. I also really like Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid. Should we stop there? Yeah. Favourite Disney character? I would say my favourite Disney character is Donald Duck. I can't say that he was my favourite when I was growing up. I don't really think I had a favourite growing up, to be honest. If you asked me, I probably would have said like Minnie Mouse because she was a girl. I don't know. But Donald has just, I don't know, he's just really spoken to me. Probably because he reminds me of Ryan. So it's probably just really lame why he's my favourite. But when I think about it, I do find him really funny. And I like his little outfit. And I don't know, I think I don't know, to me, the others just seem a bit boring, but Donald, there's something about Donald. He's funny. I think it's just because he gets angry. I also really like Chip and Dale, so I want to give them a little shout out in this category, in this question. Favourite Disney princess? Rapunzel is my favourite Disney princess. Growing up, my favourite Disney princess, I always said, was Ariel, and it wasn't even that I watched The Little Mermaid a lot. I think growing up I only ever saw The Little Mermaid once, but I saw The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea, about 1,000,000 times. We didn't have The Little Mermaid on video, but we had The Little Mermaid 2. But The Little Mermaid 2 focused more around Ariel and Eric's daughter, Melody. Melody, was that her name? I think her name is Melody. I don't know. I've been meaning to rewatch it, like on Disney Plus. I think she was my favourite because she was a mermaid. I think that's why I said she was my favourite. So for that reason, I have always really liked Ariel, but Rapunzel is definitely my favourite. I just feel like I relate to her the most compared to all the other princesses, and she's really adorable and cute. And obviously Tangled is one of my favourite films. So next is favourite Disney sidekick. I always struggle with this question. I feel like every sidekick goes out of my head. Again, growing up, I always really liked Flounder. I feel like I claimed I loved The Little Mermaid even though I'd only seen it once, and I was probably only really talking about The Little Mermaid 2, but I've always really liked Flounder, and even when I rewatched The Little Mermaid last month or whenever I rewatched it, I don't know, time does not exist right now, I really, really liked him. Sidekicks always go out of my head for some reason. So we're just going to go with Flounder because I can't think of any other sidekicks that really stick out to me. Or we could just go the Tarzan route and say Turk. Favourite Disney song? My favourite Disney song ever of all time is You'll Be in My Heart. See, I need to get away from Tarzan, man, but I can't. It's always there. It's always there. You'll Be My Heart. I can't listen to it without crying. Like, literally, I can't remember the last time I listened to it without crying. Other favourite Disney songs include When Will My Life Begin, I See the Light, Circle of Life. That's another one that makes me cry. Even though I'm not a massive Lion King fan, that's quite controversial. Everyone fucking loves the Lion King, but it's good. I like it, but sue me. From the live action Aladdin, Speechless, that is a bop. And in fact, the whole Aladdin soundtrack, the original, not the live action, minus Speechless, is a bop. Like, the Aladdin soundtrack and the Tarzan soundtrack are like god tier. I also really like Belle, the song Belle, not the character Belle. I like Belle too, but the song Belle. Those are like a bunch of my favourite Disney songs. The next question is, which Disney character would be your best friend? And honestly, I have no idea. I guess Rapunzel, because I feel like I said, I feel like I can relate to her, so I guess I would be able to get on with her. I don't want to keep answering with the same, like, characters and stuff and, like, same movies, but it's true. Like, my favourites are my favourites for a reason. Who would be your Disney pet? Marie. Marie. I really like Marie. She's actually one of my favourite characters, and I can't believe I did not address her in the favourite characters question. I've always really liked Marie from the Aristocats, and I really like cats, so basically any Disney cat. Maybe not Lucifer, he's a mean bitch, but like Marie, I will take Marie. I want her as my pet. Have you ever been to Disneyland? Yes, I have been to Disneyland. I've been to Disneyland Paris, and I have also been to Walt Disney World in Florida, but I was only 3, so I can't remember it. But I've been to Disneyland Paris twice. And I'm going again in April. Hopefully, if the world has went somewhat back to normal and we can travel again, hopefully I'll be going next April. The next one is, who is your Disney alter ego? And I don't know. I guess, like, Daisy, because Ryan's Donald. But that's really lame, and I don't really think I personally like Daisy all that much. So again, I'm going to say Rapunzel. Like I've said, I feel like she's a character that I relate the most to. However, I feel like I also relate a lot to Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. Just so many moments in that film that I'm just like, same, me. Who is your favourite Disney villain? I've actually been trying to decide who my favourite Disney villain is for a while now, because I've never really had one. I would say that I definitely like Maleficent. I also really like Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. And not as much as I love Kronk, but he ain't a villain. Do you collect anything Disney-wise? Basically anything and everything Disney I collect. No, in all seriousness, I collect pins. Obviously, I think that's sort of a staple thing that most people who are really into Disney collect. I would sort of say I collect Disney mugs. I have quite a few Disney mugs, but I don't really go out of my way all of the time to collect them or to buy new mugs like I do with pins. And also right now I'm collecting the Minnie Mouse plushes from the Minnie Mouse main attraction range that has been coming out monthly this year. I have been trying to get the pins, but I have failed twice now. Yes, you've heard it here first. I failed to get this month's pins. I'm sorry, I tried. I also collected, and still sort of collect Sims. I have been buying the odd one on Depop, but obviously they sort of stopped selling some Sims, but I collected them when they were still a big thing in like the Disney store, but I can only really get them on Depop now. What Disney film would you star in if you could? The Little Mermaid, so then I could actually live my childhood dream of being a mermaid. That is the Disney film that I would star in if I could. 100%. I want to be a mermaid. Little Elijah always wanted to be a mermaid, so she's going to live her dream. How old were you when you watched your first Disney film? I don't exactly know how old I was. I'm going to guess I was either 3 or younger. 3 years old is probably around about the age where you're kind of first able to sit and watch a film fully. And I saw Tarzan in the cinema, so I must have been 3 then. So that must have been one of the first films I saw, but I'm not sure if that was the very first film, Disney film, that I had seen or had been put on, because we did have a bunch of Disney videos, so I don't know. I'm gonna guess that I would probably have been like 3, because that is obviously when I went to Disney World and I did know a bunch of the characters, so I would have been aware whether I'd actually watched films or not. I'm gonna assume that I did, and that they were put on for me, but I don't actually know. What do you love about Disney? This is such a big question, and I feel like I could do a whole video going into what Disney means to me and why I love it so much. But for the sake of this video, and to not go off on a massive tangent, I am just gonna say I love how it just completely takes you away from real life and allows you to sort of retain a sense of innocence and childlikeness. I actually do want to make a video going into that and about why I believe I've sort of attached myself to Disney as much as I have, because I think there's some deep issues as to why I have sort of found this absolute love and adoration for it. Especially we're talking about like Disneyland and the Disney parks, they just like sort of take you away completely from the outside world, and it's just like a place where you can feel like a child and not feel weird about it. The last question is, who is your favourite Disney couple? Obviously I would have to say Donald and Daisy, because me and Ryan, again, going back to Rapunzel and Tangled, that should be my number one, but Tarzan can't be removed from that spot. Like, nothing will budge that. Rapunzel and Flynn, they're really cute. I love the way that they first meet. And there you have it. Those were 15 Disney questions that I have tried to answer. I'm not really good about talking about things, so it was probably a little bit boring, but there we go. Yeah, I will definitely be making a video talking more specifically about Disneyland Paris and answering some questions about the park, and I will also make a video at one point going into a bit more detail about why I love Disney and why I have become the person I am, which is a Disney freak. Feel free to answer any of the questions down below. Let me know what your favourite things are. Nobody will, because nobody watches my videos, but I feel like I should put that in just to be nice. I just got to ask you guys. Nobody will have watched this to the end, other than maybe Ryan. Even then, he definitely wanted to click off it halfway through. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. We're going to end the way we started, with my Donald burger cushion.